Cookie. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that post bell notification so that way you get notified every single time there's a post. This video today is about how friends can be a distraction. And if you guys have been noticing, we've kind of just been sitting and reflecting on different things to help better yourself as you transition into this new phase of your life. So this current phase, this current topic that we've been going on and we've been exploring on is kind of like removing yourself from certain things to allow yourself to be able to be better for the future. So today's topic is how friends can be a distraction. Now, I'm not saying don't have any friends. I'm not saying don't hang out with anybody, but I am saying be more intentional with the people you give your attention to. And here's why. I had a lot of friends in the past that would take up a lot of my time. So I'm an entrepreneur and I have a lot of different interests and a lot of different businesses. So a lot of different things take my time. So what I noticed is I had a lot of friends who would try to fill up those time slots that I would usually do work, where I would usually film, where I would usually edit, where I would usually sometimes even have self-care and self-love time, because that's very important too, especially as an entrepreneur, any phase in your life where you're constantly giving out energy. You have to take time to feed back into yourself. So what I noticed was I was so honestly, this is what it is. Sometimes when I do these videos, I have personal realizations about things. I was unknowingly a people pleaser. And because of that, I didn't want to let anyone down. I didn't want anyone to feel upset because I said, no, I can't do this. So I didn't want to let anyone down. So when I really wanted to stay home and work to help better myself for the future and help propel myself forward, I actually said yes, because then I didn't let the person down. So now I'm hanging out with this person and we're doing all these fun things and we're bonding and all this kind of stuff. Yes, but then I started noticing that the times be prolonged. They become longer and longer and longer, which is taking me away. You know what? Fuck. I was trying something new because of the video yesterday with music in the background. We ain't doing it. Okay. So let's start this again. So unknowingly, I was a people pleaser. I was afraid to let someone down. So a lot of times when I should have been working, I should have been doing things to propel myself forward, I should have been taking some self-care time, I actually ended up hanging out with other people. And though that was great because you are building those bonds with those people, I also started noticing that the time frames of us hanging out became longer and longer and longer, which is now taking me away from different things I need to do more and more and more. Like instead of editing, instead of, filming, instead of creating programs, instead of taking time out for me, I was giving all my energy away to all these people and not feeding so much back into myself. Now, my job as an entrepreneur, my job as a personal trainer, and also my job as a content creator, I'm constantly putting out energy into the world. So those moments of stopping and reflecting are very important. They're very huge for me to be able to sit, reflect, and figure out how I'm going to assess the future. Now, because I was hanging out with all these different people and they were taking my time away from those things, I actually set myself back in so many ways. Now, I'm not saying be so consumed into your work that you don't have any relationships outside of work. But I am saying be more intentional with the people who do get your time. Because someone who truly cares about you is going to be okay if you can't hang out because you're doing work. They're going to be okay with the fact that you can't do certain things because you're working. If someone gets offended and someone gets let down because, hey, I can't today, I have to get some work done, rain check, then okay. But also communication. I didn't know how to effectively communicate in the past. I didn't know how to say, hey, I actually need to work instead of hanging out. But what I noticed is a lot of those people had no issue saying that to me. But because I was a people pleaser, I felt bad doing that, especially when my job is a personal trainer. My job is to help uplift people and help make people feel good. And what I noticed was a lot of people were abusing that. They wanted to take that to constantly keep feeding into themselves that they weren't necessarily feeding into me. So this is what I mean by friends can be a distraction. Because not all friends are actually truly your friends. Some of those friends are foes. And some of those foes don't want you to propel in life. So you need to take a moment to sit and assess your friendship list. Figure out who's been there for you during very monumental moments. Who's been there for you to help you actually elevate and progress your business? Who's been there for you to support you? Who's been there for you when you're like, okay, I actually can't today, I have to do this. Can we do it again in the future? And how did they react? All those notes are very, very, very important on how you're going to now enter into this next phase of your life. Because you can't stay the same. Much like a snake, you have to shed your skin to go where you're going. And the only way to truly flourish in this new phase of your life is to truly have moments like we've been having, sitting, reflecting, and figuring out how we can be better for the future. Your friends can be a distraction because they take up so much of your mental space. There's no time sometimes to sit, think, and reflect. There's no time to sit and figure out, okay, how can I better myself? When I've had my most influential moments in my business, business is because everything that I do is work. It's been when I've allowed myself to be removed from a lot of relationships, to be able to sit and reflect. Friends can be a distraction because what you also don't know is there's a lot of conversations that happen that you don't necessarily hear. And then those conversations are being had with other people, and those conversations are being had with other people, and those conversations are being had with other people, and so on and so forth. So that energy between those people have now transferred onto you, therefore taking away your positive energy that you're putting out into the world. Friends can be a distraction because sometimes, and it sucks when you hear this, it sucks when people say this to you, some people just can't go where you're going. So you have to have that time to sit and reflect, because some of those friends can't go with you. Some of those friends truly are there to just be a distraction. Friends can be a distraction because, as I've said before and time again, some people truly don't want you to be happy. Some people don't truly want you to flourish. So their intention is to distract you. Because if I can distract you, I can keep you stagnant. And if you're stagnant, you can't progress in life. You being stagnant helps me feel good about myself. You being stagnant makes it feel like I'm actually winning in life because I'm keeping you down. Don't let that happen. Take time to sit, reflect, and figure out how you can be the best version of yourself for the future. Don't let your friends be a distraction to your life anymore.